So I want you to understand, guys, there's really nothing for you to worry about. When you are worrying, you are going to raise the cortisol hormones that causes stress. Let me show you something, guys, about worrying and focusing on what you don't want and how the matrix sets you up and all that stuff. But let me break something down to you. So I've talked about this before. So there's a thing in your body, in your cells, it's called a telomere, right? A telomere. A telomere is a coded strand, and each person has telomeres. Some people are longer, some people are shorter. A telomere determines how you age. The shorter the telomere gets, the more you age. The less, if you can keep your telomere from being messed up with free radicals, you're going to age less. So that's why you can see some people, they may look older, but they're younger. Some people may look younger, but they're older because of the genetics of their telomeres. So in theory, you can technically extend your age. So that means aging is different for everyone. So you are not your age, you're the age of your telomere. I want to go to worrying and stress and how it messes up what your telomere does. And this goes into your mindset. That's why I say mindset is important. If you want to get rich in the world, you got to get rich in your head. Rich in the world, you got to be rich in your mind. Keep that in mind. I got to be rich in the world. I got to get rich in my head. Everything's in my head. Now listen to this. Whenever we worry and we fret, the body believes we're in danger. It creates these chemicals called cortisol. These cortisol goes flush through your body, and they create what's called free radicals, which creates inflammation. These free radicals go to your telomeres, and they eat them up. Every time you're worrying and you're stressing, you're shortening your life. Every time you're worrying and stressing, you're aging yourself faster. You're depleting the body chemicals. That's why people age. Everyone age because of how much damage, how much stress they expose to their telomere. The number one thing that ages you, people will say, well, man, it's the food you eat. Nope, that's important. The number one thing that will age everybody is the amount of stress you encounter. Check this out. People who can handle stress, because remember, everything is a perception. Some people look at stress as stress. Some people look at stress as what? Challenges. So it's not really stress. It's like a competition. Like, I'm going to overcome this. The people who look at stress more as a challenge instead of a distress, because you have good stress, you have distress and eustress. Eustress is positive stress, which is good for your body. Did you know that, right? Stress can come in two times. The bad stress is the cortisol. Good stress is eustress. The good stress gives you the inspiration and motivation. But when it comes to the stress, the people who use stress as a motivation and see it as a challenge, their telomeres don't get damaged. The people who look at stress as it's the end of the world, I can't handle this stuff, it's not going to work, their telomeres get damaged. And that's how you age, man. It's not your chronological age, people. It's called a biological age. Chronological age is made up in the world of the matrix. You're not as old as your chronological age. You're old as your biological age. You're only as old as the length of your telomeres. Everyone has a telomere at a certain length. And listen, when that telomere shrinks down and all the stress damage is back, everything ages in you. So where does all this come from? Mindset. That's why I say you have to create routines and rituals that is going to enrich your mind. You have to get your mind right to get your world right. Everyone is going to be in stress. It's how you approach the stress. Are you going to turn the stress into distress, or are you going to turn the stress into eustress? You know what I do? Here's what I do. Now that I can see how things work in this matrix. And what I notice is the biggest causes of all the stresses and all the resistance to create or manifest your whatever, your life or anything, it all comes down to one thing. Where are you in your head? Most people that suffer from the stress and the resistance to create, you know where they're at? They're in the future, and they're going in a reminiscence of the past. They're hardly ever in the present. So I go back to that. What does that teach me? What does that tell me? It tells me that my mind is not tamed. So let me give you some examples of good stress. Working out is good stress. Walking or running, those put stress, but those are good stress on the body because they release oxytocin, good chemicals. These chemicals help you to stay motivated, elevated, inspired. They're called eustress, the good stress. This stress is the bad stress. That's the one you want to avoid. Meditation can help you as well. Those are good things. But you have to get your mind in check. If you don't get your mind in check, it's going to walk all over you and your world. You see, the thing about the Matrix, guys, this world we live in, they don't want you to know it's all about your mind. They don't want you to know that. They want you to think it's an external situation, external problems that you can't control, like things are just happening to you. They don't want you to understand that you are the co-creator and your own mind is creating this reality. They don't want you to know that. So they give as much distraction so you don't get the aha moment to fix your head. And while they do that, they are having you program their world for them because they know everything creates in the mind. So this is why you see so much information being pummeled on social media, mainstream media. Everyone, they all have this one agenda: to control the narrative, to make you see the world a certain way according to them. It's very selfish. Yeah, it's selfish. But that's what they do. And you have to be the master of your own mind.